watching the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Joey Petersen, bringing you the latest 7 big storylines for the Baltimore Ravens that you need to see that you may have missed over the past couple of days. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. A lot of Lamar Jackson, some Isaiah Likely, some Derrick Henry, some John Harbaugh. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you guys are locked, loaded, have your popcorn ready for the next 10 to 15 minutes, and also make sure you're subscribed, okay? We are in the midst of a heated AFC North sub battle, as we have been all month long, and the Ravens Rundown currently sits in second place. Not bad. 18 subs behind our most hated rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I need at least 20 diehard Baltimore Ravens fans. Hit that sub button because A, it's free, B, you love the Baltimore Ravens, and C, you hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 great reasons right there. Lock us in right now. So the big storyline we're going to start off with today is Lamar Jackson dealt in 2025. And I get what you're saying. You're probably going, Joey, what? This is big storylines today. Well, I saw a passing chart get dropped on Twitter just a day ago. And, I mean, if you look at Lamar Jackson's numbers, they're absolutely absurd. His off-target percentage of only 11%, best in the National Football League. His catchable ball percentage at 87%, best in the National Football League. His highly accurate throw percentage, he's a top 4 quarterback in football, and people still want to look you in the eye, look me in the eye, and say, Lamar Jackson can't throw the football. Lamar Jackson's just a running back. No, he's not. He is one of the best throwers of the football in the National Football League. Last year proved it, and I can't wait to see how he continues to prove it through 2025. I talked about it just the other day. He's 28 years old. At this point, defenses start to slow down across football. This is when guys get to their prime when it comes to accuracy and passing the football and picking apart a defense. The next couple years of Lamar Jackson, when it comes to throwing the football, they're going to be a movie. Number 2, let's talk about Isaiah Likely, because he sent some shots at the Cincinnati Bengals, and I was here for it. It all started when Mr. Joe Burrow decided to get on his high horse and complain. He said playing in Baltimore for the 4th straight primetime year isn't ideal. Maybe we can get one of those in Cincinnati next year, please. Go cry me a river, Joe Burrow. Maybe have a franchise that cares about their team. Maybe have a home field that's worth putting on primetime. Isaiah Likely had the exact same sentiment that I did because he went on with Kay Adams Wednesday, and she asked him about that quote, and he said, I don't even know what their stadium is called. I love that stuff out of Isaiah Likely. I love Isaiah Likely, and I couldn't agree more. Like, Joe Burrow, get off your high horse, stop crying, go win some football games, maybe make the playoffs, and then you can complain about your schedule. You love the clapback from Likely? If you do, go ahead, spam those 80s in the comment section down below. Number 3, an NFL insider, our own Jeff Zrebeck of The Athletic, had some really high praises for Derrick Henry, but not for what you would think it's about. Here's what the Athletic writer had to say. The story that wasn't talked about as much is how he raised the level of accountability and professionalism around that team. And I think that's 100% right, coming from Jeff. I don't think that's something we talk about enough. We talk about how he raises, the stat level, the performance level of the offense. We don't talk about how he raises the professionalism. Henry is a pro. You can tell by the way he's taking care of himself, taking care of his body through the first 10 years of his career. There's a reason he's still able to log almost 2,000 yards in a season at his age, because he's a professional. He takes care of his work, and he brought a lot of maturity to this team. And I'm not saying the team wasn't mature prior to Derrick Henry being here, but him coming in the building sure helped a ton. The 4th storyline we're going to talk about today is that QB1, or Lamar Jackson, is still holding on to that Buffalo game and that Buffalo loss. This was, going around the Twitter sphere the other day. It was Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers throwing the football out at practice, or not at practice, just on a practice field. I'm going to walk you through what happened. Lamar Jackson takes the football, drops back, goes to throw, and then sees that whoever the receiver was, I don't know who was the receiver, ran the wrong route. And on the bottom of that photo, you can't see that screenshot, but it says receiver ran the wrong out, crying, laughing face. And Lamar Jackson said this: "That looked like the effing pick I threw in the playoffs, bro." I love that that is sticking with him. And we all remember that interception from the Buffalo game, right? We all were kind of confused about what it was. And I think from what he's saying right there is it was a big miscommunication between him and the wide receiver, or the wide receiver ran the wrong route. Now, of course, he's still going to take the blame for it because that's the kind of leader that he is. But it's obvious that his playoff struggles, his turnovers, especially last year against Buffalo, are still on his mind, and they're still making him better to this day. How are we feeling? Are you confident in Lamar Jackson in 2025? I sure am. I thought he should have been the MVP last year. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. If you agree with me, make sure to show me by liking today's video. I'm going to talk about a wonderful deal about Fanatics before we move on to our next three storylines you got to know, because you can get this Ravens t-shirt for 50% off. It's Casual Friday here at Chat Sports. I'm just rocking a t-shirt of my own. I wish I was rocking this one. And if you want to be rocking it as well, $16. That's all you got to spend. That's not even a crisp $20 bill. Fanatics is the place to go. Chatsports.com/Ravens t-shirt is the link. You can find it in the comments. You can find it in the description. You can get it right now because Father's Day is less than a month away. If your birthday's coming up, Christmas, you can sit on it for the next 6 months or so. Just whatever you do it quickly because it's not going to last forever. 50% off, $16, chatsports.com/Ravens t-shirt. Let's talk about the Ravens' biggest draft gem, because The Athletic came out with an article that talked about every single team's biggest draft gem for the 2025 NFL Draft, and Aeneas Peebles was the name mentioned for Baltimore. Brugel had Peebles as a third or fourth round prospect and ranked him the 17th best interior defensive lineman in a loaded class. The Ravens select him in the 6th round at number 210. Peebles presumably fell because he has an unconventional body type at 6 foot, 289 pounds. And I've talked about Peebles a ton over the past couple of months. I think I might have selected him as my favorite draft pick in 2025. I'd have to go back and look at that video. Regardless, I love the selection. I love the value that you got for that player. And you got it at such a key position. Obviously, they signed John Jenkins this past weekend. He's going to provide some awesome depth as well. But outside of Nnamdi Madubuike and Travis Jones, because of the Michael Pierce retirement, going into the offseason, you really had nobody, it felt like. Well, now you got a guy in Aeneas Peebles as a rookie. He's not going to be an every down starter, okay? You're not going to see him out there on first down, the first play of the 2025 NFL season. But when you do see him out there in a depth role, you're going to notice him. The 6th storyline we're talking about, a lot of Lamar Jackson. Is he upset with Baltimore right now? I think it's a worthy question to ask. He posted this on his Instagram story, and currently it's getting cut off, but there was a little part on the bottom of it that said the following: "Once I show my love, they show me why they don't deserve it. Right then, as soon as I put my guard down, that's when they hurt me." And don't worry, I looked it up because I was like, maybe that's a lyric to a song. It's not. That's just straight from him, straight off the dome. And I think it has to do a little bit with the contract situation because he hasn't signed an extension. We've kind of been sitting on extension wait for the entirety of the offseason, and we all remember how it went last time. From the 5th-year option to the tag to the tweet about a trade request to then him finally signing it. Like, it was so difficult to keep up with a couple of years ago. So happy it finally got done. But you're kind of at that point again. I don't think it's something to worry about, but I do think it's something worth discussing. I do think it's something that you should know happened. Because hopefully that cryptic Instagram story didn't mean that he's upset with his status for his contract extension. Number 7 in the final Ravens storyline you guys got to know going into the weekend. Is Harbaugh anti-Lamar playing flag football? If you didn't know, this week on Tuesday, the National Football League approved that NFL players can play in flag football for the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. And immediately, everybody automatically thought Lamar Jackson should be QB1 for that team because frankly, he should. John Harbaugh had this to say. I'm afraid I have a quarterback that'd probably be getting good that'd probably be pretty good at flag football. So no, I'm not that excited about that, in all honesty, Harbaugh said. I believe in America. I want gold medals, but, and then ended it there. I kind of see where John Harbaugh is coming from. Honestly, no kind ofs about it. I really see where John Harbaugh is coming from because I kind of feel the same way. I talked about it just the other day. How upset would every single one of us be if in the summer of 2028, Lamar Jackson hurts himself playing against Finland? Like, I'd be pretty upset about it. But also at the same time, I'd love to see him watch. I'm probably more on Harbaugh's side, but I want to know what you guys think. Okay, do you want Lamar to play Olympic flag football? If you do, give me a yes in the comments. And if you don't, go ahead, let me know by saying no. I'm going to get on out of here. You guys are going to see me throughout the entirety of this weekend, this long weekend as well. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the Monday off if you get it. Twitter, Instagram, that's where you can find me at Joey Petersen 8, keeping you guys up to date. And if you want long-form stuff every single day, this is the place for you. Subscribe right now, youtube.com/RavensTV. You'll be glad that you did.